Hey friends, today we're going to read the next section of Beezus and Ramona. When we left off, they were at Beezus's art class, and Ramona was drawing an amazing picture, and Beezus is just wishing that she had an imagination. Mrs. Robin sounded shocked at the idea of anyone not having an imagination. My little sister has lots of imagination, said Beezus. Everybody says so. Mrs. Robin smiled reassuringly. That doesn't mean you don't have any. I think your trouble is that you work too hard. You don't have to be so neat. Why don't you start another painting and just try to have a good time with your paints? Beezus looked uncertain. It was a nice change to have a grown-up tell her she didn't have to be neat. But she didn't understand how she could paint a good picture unless she worked at it. If only she had some imagination like Ramona. But no, Mrs. Robin said everybody had imagination. Well, if she had imagination, where was it? Why wasn't it helping her with her imaginary animal? All she could think of was the cardboard horse on the billboard. Beezus glanced at Ramona, who had been surprisingly quiet for a long time, to see how she was coming along with her picture of Ralph. Except for the stripe of sky at the top, Ramona's paper was blank. She had dipped her brush in yellow paint, divided the hairs of the brush into 3 tufts, and pressed them to the paper, leaving a mark like the track of a bird. That's not the way you use a paintbrush, said Beezus. Besides, you're getting paint on your fingers. Look, Ralph's feet marks, explained Ramona, paying no attention to Beezus. You mean footprints, corrected Beezus. Now, go on and paint the rest of Ralph. Feet marks, said Ramona stubbornly, making more footprints across the paper. And I can't paint him. He's just pretend. Oh, well, thought Beezus. Maybe making footprints isn't good for the brush, but it keeps her quiet. She dabbled her own brush in green paint and tried to stir up her imagination. She felt a little encouraged because Ramona was having trouble too. Hey, interrupted Wayne in a loud voice, she's licking my sucker. Ramona! Beezus was horrified to see Ramona was no longer interested in footprints and was instead calmly sucking on Wayne's grape-flavored lollipop. Ramona, put that down this instant. You're not supposed to lick other people's candy. Can you give me that? Wayne made a grab for the lollipop. No, screamed Ramona, trying to hold it out of reach. I want it. Ramona, give it to him, ordered Beezus. It's all germy. You mean she's getting germs on it, said Wayne. Give it to me. And the rest of the class stopped painting to watch. Wayne made another grab for his lollipop. This time he grabbed Ramona by the wrist. Let go of her, said Beezus angrily. Ramona howled as Wayne tried to pry her fingers loose from his lollipop stick. He knocked it against his muffin tin, which flipped into the air, splattering paint all over the table and drawing boards on the floor. Ramona was splashed with red and yellow paint. Blue and green paint ran down Wayne's jeans into his sneakers. A pool of brown paint dripped off the table onto the floor. Now see what you did, said Wayne after he pried the sucker out of Ramona's fist. See what you did, contradicted Beezus. Picking on my little sister like that. She picked up the paper towel the sucker had been resting on. The other two of them are fighting over the lollipop. And began to wipe the spatters off of Ramona, who continued to howl. Boys and girls, Mrs. Robins raised her voice, let's be quiet. When the room is quiet, I know you're thinking. Lots of people don't know you have to think while you paint. Then she turned to Wayne. All right, Wayne, you may get a damp cloth and wipe up the paint. I'm sorry, Mrs. Robins, said Beezus. I want the sucker, screamed Ramona. Suddenly Beezus decided she had had enough. This art class was the one place where Ramona was not supposed to be. She was supposed to play in the sand pile. Mother had said so. She was not supposed to upset the class and spoil everything with one of her tantrums. Beezus made up her mind. She was going to go do something about it right now, too, though she didn't know what. Ramona, stop that this instant, Beezus ordered. Go outside and play in the sand pile where you belong, or I'll... Frantically, Beezus tried to think of what she could do. Then she had an inspiration. I'll tickle you, she finished. I guess I do have some imagination after all, she thought triumphantly. Instantly, Ramona started crying. She hugged herself and stared at Beezus. Don't tickle, Beezus. Please don't tickle. Then go outside and play in the sand pile like Mother said you're supposed to do, said Beezus. Don't tickle, shrieked Ramona as she scrambled down from her stool and ran out the door. Well, thought Beezus, that worked. It really worked. Feeling suddenly light-hearted, she tacked a fresh sheet of paper to her drawing board and sat staring at it. Maybe Ramona didn't have so much imagination at all. If she couldn't draw a picture of an imaginary green lizard. Well, if Ramona couldn't paint a picture of Ralph, she could. Ramona was not the only one in the family with an imagination, so there. Beezus seized her brushes and painted in another sky with bold, free strokes. Then she dipped her brush into green paint and started to outline a lizard on her paper. Let's see. What did a lizard look like? She couldn't remember. It didn't matter much anyway, not for an imaginary animal. She started the lizard with brave, bold strokes that took up most of the paper and looked more like a dragon. Beezus promptly decided that the animal was a dragon. Dragons breathe fire, but she did not have any orange paint, and she was so late in starting the picture that she didn't want to take time to mix any. So she dipped her brush into the pink paint instead and made flames come out of the dragon's mouth. Only they didn't look like flames. They looked more like sugar-spun cotton candy Beezus had once eaten at the circus, and a dragon breathing clouds of pink cotton candy was more fun than an ordinary flame-breathing dragon. Forgetting everyone around her, Beezus made the pink clouds bigger and fluffier. Dragons had pointed things on their backs, so Beezus made a row of spines down the back. But they did not look quite right. More like slanting sticks than spines. Lollipops, of course. At that, Beezus laughed at herself. Naturally, a dragon that breathed pink spun sugar would have lollipops on its back. Eagerly, she dipped her brush into red paint and put a strawberry lollipop in one of the sticks. She painted a different flavor on each stick, finishing with a grape-flavored lollipop like the one Wayne and Ramona had shared. Then she held her drawing board at arm's length. She was so pleased with her dragon. It was funny and colorful and really imaginary. Beezus wondered what she should do next. Then she remembered what Mrs. Robins often said, that it was important for an artist to know when to stop painting. Maybe she'd spoil her picture if she added anything. No, just one more touch. She dipped her brush into the yellow paint and gave the dragon an eye, a lemon drop eye. There, her imaginary animal was finished. By that time it was 4:30, and most of the boys and girls had put away their drawing boards and washed their muffin tins. Several mothers who had come for their children were wandering around the room looking at the paintings. Those who have finished wash their hands clean, said Mrs. Robins, and I mean clean. And then she came across the room to Beezus. Why, Beezus, she explained, this is a picture to be proud of. I didn't know whether a dragon should have lollipops down his back or not, but they were fun to paint, said Beezus. Of course he can have lollipops down his back. It's a splendid idea. After all, no one has ever seen a dragon, so no one knows how they should look. Mrs. Robins turned to several of the mothers and said with an admiration in her voice, Now this is a girl with real imagination. Beezus smiled modestly at her toes, while the mothers admired her picture. We'll tack this in the very center of the wall for next week's class to see, said Miss Robins. It was fun to paint, confided Beezus, her face flushed with pleasure. Of course it was, said Mrs. Robins, as she carefully placed the picture in the center of the wall. Didn't I tell you you worked too hard at painting before? Beezus nodded. That was the wonderful thing about it, she thought, as she scrubbed out her muffin tin. The dragon had been fun, while her flying horse had been so much work. And she had imagination. Maybe not as much as Ramona, but real imagination just the same. Now here's a girl with real imagination, Miss Robins had said. A girl with real imagination. A girl with real imagination, Beezus thought as she left the building and ran across the park to the sandpile. Come on, Ramona, it's time to go home, she called to her little sister, who was happily sprinkling sand on a sleeping dog. And let's not forget Ralph. Good old Ralph. I'll read chapter 3 tomorrow.